As an empath, you always find yourself surrounded by narcissists. This almost magical attraction forces you to acknowledge things you would rather avoid. But coming to terms with these very things is part of your personal growth process. Only when you dare to name narcissism clearly will it slowly disappear from your life. Until that happens, almost all empaths make the same perceptual mistakes over and over again, 7 of which we would like to introduce to you in today's video. If you like our videos, feel free to support us with a thumbs up, subscribe to Psychology in Mind, activate the little bell, and get ready for the videos we upload for you every day. Number 1. The narcissist manipulates you. You can encounter narcissists everywhere. In the neighborhood, at work, and of course in love. It seems narcissists have the sixth sense to spot empaths in a crowd. At first, they will seem nice and polite to you. They are masters of camouflage and double-crossing, skillfully pushing your buttons and caressing your sensitive soul. But soon you will realize that actually only you are giving. If you dare to address the mismatch, the narcissist will skillfully manipulate you. He has long since recognized your weaknesses, and he will play on them with all means at his disposal. He will mercilessly exploit your need to please others. If you get something back, these are only crumbs to keep you on his track. The narcissist stages himself so skillfully that even the smallest gestures seem like great gifts to you. If, on the other hand, you fall only slightly from the absolute giver level, you will suffer fatal consequences. Learn. Narcissists hardly give anything, but skillfully make it look that way. Number 2. The narcissist does not keep promises. One of the sure signs of a narcissist is that he never keeps his promises. If he breaks agreements, he has the best reasons ready. Only one thing is certain. In the end, you will be to blame for the narcissist's failure to stick to the agreements. But be sure that the narcissist will not drop you because of this. He will forgive your so-called transgressions once more, and you will feel increasingly strange. Only in quiet moments when you are far away will the doubts come. There is something wrong, isn't there? One extremely manipulative procedure is so-called victim blaming. The narcissist accuses you of his own misconduct in his own voice. If he came too late, he will claim that you did it. The lies are so brazen that at some point you are no longer able to grasp them. Learn. Narcissists are masters of deception and psychological manipulation. The more you fall into dependency, the more brazen they become. Number 3. A narcissist feels and thinks differently. A narcissist doesn't feel or think like you. As an empath, you will make the same mistake over and over again. You empathize with others and think you know what makes them tick. In the process, you may even begin to blame yourself. You sense that the narcissist has a wounded and suffering core inside him. You are only too happy to focus on this core. You see the suffering soul and want to help. In dealing with the narcissist, you must actually perceive your own suffering core and to care only about yourself. If you manage to do that, narcissists will disappear from your life completely. But to do this, you must learn to recognize the dark side in them. Learn. Narcissists have an active dark part in them that is stronger than you. Number 4. Narcissists are infallible. Criticism is unwelcome. Narcissists cannot feel guilt or shame. They live in a permanent rut of self-justification. The excuses and explanations for why they may or even must be the way they are can be hair-raising. Nevertheless, you will notice that narcissists are always right somehow. If you're dealing with Nazism in the workplace, the structures are very likely entrenched in the company. These people create environments that prove them right, and you are always the loser. If you criticize them, narcissists react with incredible harshness. Either you surrender to the system and suffer, or you escape as soon as possible. Learn. Narcissists create environments in which they are unassailable. Number 5, do not justify yourself. Do not make the mistake of apologizing or justifying yourself. The narcissist has once again accused you of your personal failings and shortcomings. Now you start in with explanations and excuses, because at some point, your counterpart must understand that you only mean well. For the narcissist, your attempts at explanation are pure joy. He sees you floundering as a fly in his web, because with all your explanations, you are courting his understanding. If a narcissist has taken a liking to this game in the workplace or in private, he will put you in impossible situations or make you do or say things you don't really want to. Later, he will corner you with exactly those things, reproach you or devalue you. Learn, a narcissist recognizes your weaknesses in explanations and excuses, and he will exploit them mercilessly. Number 6. It was never really about you. It can be extremely difficult for empaths to drop a narcissist. After all, there were good times. Sometimes the person was a good guy or a nice colleague after all, but that's where you're wrong. Narcissists do nothing without manipulative intent. Of course, they'll offer a carrot to lure you back after a falling out. If you look at the encounter soberly and with a clear view, you realize one thing. It was never really about you. Soon after the first encounter, it became constantly about the needs of the narcissist. You were suddenly only concerned with the problems the narcissist brought you. Your thoughts and your emotions circled incessantly around this person. Your own desires, hobbies, or perhaps even friendships fell into the background. Learn, the narcissist is slowly and skillfully taking over your whole life and all your energy. Number 7, you cannot help a narcissist. Even if he superficially claims something completely different to you, in truth, the narcissist thinks he is something very special. On the inside, the narcissistic person thinks extremely highly of himself. On the outside, they can play diverse roles. Besides the narcissists in positions of power, there are the somewhat less obvious types. They specifically target your social vein and your willingness to help. Perpetually suffering and disadvantaged people can be among them. Some narcissists stage suffering, or actually do suffer, but they are not truly looking for help. For them, this suffering is part of the game. You make an effort to help these people, but they do not change. On the contrary, suddenly you are to blame for their suffering. Learn, narcissists appear in different disguises. Typically, they try to guilt you and drain you of more and more power. Today's conclusion. Even though it may be hard for you, you absolutely must learn these truths about narcissists as an empath. It's the only way you'll be able to recognize narcissism faster in the future and say no thank you in advance. That's it for today.
Thanks for watching. Did you find this information helpful? Do you have experience with it? We would love to hear from you. Leave a comment below and let us know your thoughts. For more resources about mental health, self-improvement, and psychology, visit our website. You'll find the link in the video description where you can also connect with us on social media and sign up for our email list. Take care of yourself and have a beautiful day.